To just start with a recap, your private yearly life cycle. Just as human life is divided into periods of 7 years, so each year in that life is made up of 7 periods. Starting with your birthday, there are 7 periods of approximately 52 days, and each one of these periods provides you with different possibilities, opportunities to be seized, or problems to be solved. The calendar year has nothing to do with this cycle. This is your private cycle, and it extends from the day of your birthday in one year to the day before your birthday the next. To work out properly with your own yearly cycle, get a calendar and, starting with your birthday, count off 52 days. Thus, if you were born on January the 5th, circle the date and also circle February 26th, which is the 52nd day. This is your first period. Make a chart of this for the entire year so that you can always tell at a glance in what period you are. When you have done this, write or type the following and keep it so that you can always have easy access to it. Life cycle, first period, date of your birthday to 52 days later. This is the period of opportunity. It is the best time to advance your interests with others who may have the power and influence to help you. This is the time to ask favours, to seek employment or loans or business concessions, to form partnerships or to make investments. This is also a good time to advance yourself among the people of your city, state or country, to build up your credit standing or your reputation. This is the best time for you to push yourself forward with determination so far as your name, your integrity and your honour are concerned. Cycle 2. Date to date. The second period is distinctly different. It is the best time to plan short journeys or trips of immediate importance. It is also an excellent time for moving about, if that should be necessary. In other words, this is a period propitious for changes that may be started and finished within the period itself. In a business way, it is a good period for movable things such as freight, cargoes, automobiles, trains, public conveyances, or even public lectures or performances which may move from place to place. It also presents excellent opportunities for those who deal with liquids, milk, water, chemicals, gasoline, oil and other products of this character. Dealing with people who are in business associated with the foregoing will be more successful at this time than any other. This is also a very good period for businesses which cater to transients such as hotels, restaurants, car rentals and similar services. However, one should not plan a change of business or start a new career or make any permanent change during this period, and contracts and other arrangements that are intended to last a long time should not be entered into. It is an unfavourable period to borrow or lend money, and it is not good for starting the construction of a building or entering upon a project that requires a substantial investment. Certainly, it is most unfavourable period to speculate in the stock market or to gamble in any form. Life cycle, third period, date to date. This period requires that you exercise discrimination and good judgment. It usually brings a great inflow of energy which makes you want to do great and important things. If directed carefully, this can be the best time in the year to improve your health or build up your business or do anything that requires the expenditure of energy. However, good judgment is needed. You will be tempted to undertake projects which have no possibility of success or which may take so long to develop that you will have to abandon them before completion. But this is a great time to tackle and overcome obstacles that have blocked progress in the past. To make a strong second effort to solve problems earlier abandoned because of lack of energy. It is a great time for dealing with things that require great energy such as iron and steel, electrical machinery, cutlery, sharp instruments and fire. It is also a particularly good period to oppose competitors or deal with enemies who have heretofore been obstacles in your path. It is an unfavourable period for men or women to try to deal with women, but on the other hand it is an excellent period for women to appeal to men when desiring favours or preferment or aid in business or social matters. Arguments and strife should be avoided because the outcome is very apt to be bad. But if you have something to sell which can be put across in one forceful interview, this is the best period. Life cycle period 4, date to date. In this period, the mental and spiritual nature is stimulated. It is thus an excellent period for writing books, producing plays, making plans, for all matters requiring imagination and quick thinking and the ability to express your thoughts lucidly. Your mind will be filled with new ideas which will come very rapidly, so it is important that you grasp them quickly and put them into practice before they are forgotten or pushed aside by the new thoughts which will crowd in upon their heels. It is therefore a good period to act on impulse or hunches. You will be optimistic in this period, but somewhat nervous and restless, which is to be expected with your imagination highly charged. It is a good period to deal with literary people, writers, journalists, book or magazine publishers, but be careful to scrutinise all legal and other documents most carefully because deception is possible, and it is a period when falsehood is eloquently and easily expressed as the truth. Most great losses through robbery or deception or misunderstood legal situations occur in this period, and you should take precautions to protect yourself. However, it is a good time for study and for gaining information and knowledge, but it is not a propitious period to enter marriage, to hire help or to buy homes, businesses or land. Life cycle, 5th period, date to date. This is the period in which it is possible for you to achieve your greatest success in your personal affairs. This is the time in your yearly cycle when your interests will expand and your prosperity increase. Your mind likewise will become a more effective instrument, sharper and clearer, and you will become more open in your relations with others, move with more confidence and display sociability, benevolence and sympathy. This is the best period for dealing with the law, with lawyers and judges, the courts, government, officials, men of prominence in the profession and people of wealth. It is also a good time to begin new ventures that may take some time to grow, to plan large business negotiations or to undertake long journeys. It is particularly good for collecting money due or for speculations in stock or real estate. But be sure to avoid every negotiation that is not completely legitimate. Also avoid any dealings in cattle or meat products or with marine affairs. 6th life cycle period, date to date. This is the best time in your yearly cycle for rest, relaxation and amusement. This does not mean that business will not prosper. On the contrary, all good and legitimate business will continue with almost as much success as in the preceding period. However, now is the time to make long or short trips for purpose of renewing friendships or for cultivating new friends. Men among women and women among men, and to renew and improve friendships and relations that already exist. It is a particularly fortunate time for business matters that touch upon art, music, literature, sculpture, perfumes, flowers and personal adornments. It is a good period for a man to seek preferment or favours or business agreement or cooperation from a woman, just as the 3rd period is better for a woman to obtain such favours from men. It is the best period to buy stocks or bonds for investment and to employ others. The 7th life cycle period, date to date. This is the most critical period of your yearly cycle. During these 52 days, the elements in your life that are no longer needed for your development gradually fall away in order to make way for those which are new and better. Often this will cause distress and a sense of loss and may tempt you to foolish actions and decisions. Remember, it is a period of seeming devolution, which always precedes a period of evolution and new opportunity. Take advantage of the momentum in this period to rid yourself of the old and unwanted, but be sure to exercise good judgment. If there is something that has been hanging fire and is about to end, let it do so, but do not deliberately break ties or destroy relationships that have vitality and are still valuable. For the reasons mentioned, your mind is likely to become despondent and you will be easily discouraged. Remember, you are being influenced by the quality of the period you are in, and do not permit the pessimism you feel to warp your judgment or inhibit your decision. The qualities of this period exert very subtle influences, and it is necessary that you be much more alert than normal in appraising your feelings and your reactions to external influences. In the fourth period, it is advisable to seize immediately upon your ideas or hunches and make quick decisions. Now the reverse is true. Impulsiveness will bring disaster. Be careful in all necessary judgments and postpone to the next period every decision possible. However, this is a good period for dealing with older people and those who, by their nature or position, must consider each action most carefully. It is also an excellent time for inventing things or dealing in inventions, or for applying for patents or copyrights. Now you will have success in dealing in real estate, mines, minerals, and all things deeply seated in the earth or in hidden places. On the other hand, it is definitely the least favourable time of the year for you to start anything new or launch a new business or to make new expenditures in an old one. To a certain degree, the influences of each period will overlap the one before it and after it. Thus, it is advisable to be careful in all judgments and actions on the last 2 and the first 2 days of each period. If you would like to make a quick check on the reliability of the foregoing information, find the dates of your 7th period and check back over what occurred between these dates each year for the last 10 or 15 years. I am sure you will discover that your worst frustrations, disappointments and bad luck happened then. Try it.